Hey everybody, YourHeroscapeChannel here. I'm just going to give you a quick look at my YuGiOh deck, which is a bit different than I normally do. But I'm really enjoying the deck right now, and I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for a few years. Some of the cards in this deck are proxied because I don't have them at the moment, but I wanted to show you what the deck would kind of be like when it's complete. I still need to, it's a dark removal deck, well, mainly dark removal deck. So yeah, I'll start out with the monsters. So if you're a HeroScape subscriber and you don't like Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess just ignore this. So for 1 stars, all I got right now is a regular Kribo, which is good because you can discard them from the hand to negate stuff. A Valkyrie of the Nordic Ascendant. It is a 2-star. And it's just mainly for synchro summoning, because I have a couple synchros in the deck. I got a Dimension Jar, so I can remove 3 cards from my opponent's graveyard, and he can remove 3 from mine. And depending on what cards he removes, it might help me. 3 stars, I have a Marshmelon. He's kind of like a mandatory for me. And he's for stalling just like Spirit Reaper, but Spirit Reaper doesn't do the damage. I have a Delta Flyer, and Delta Flyer is in here also for synchro summoning because he's a tuner, and he may add a star to any monster on the field. Okay, and next I have 3 DD Survivors. Those are the proxies. When they get removed, or if they're removed at end phase, they get special summoned back to the field, so they're really helpful for synchro summoning, and really useful for just mainly my deck overall. 3 DD Assailants. When they get destroyed by battle, the monster that destroyed them gets removed. A DD Guide, so I can remove from my opponent's deck without having to do anything, because he gets summoned to the opponent's side of the field. And 3 monsters that when they battle they remove, so 2 DD Warriors and a DD Lady. So I guess you could say this is mainly a DD deck. Going on to my tributes, I got a Lesser Fiend. So when he destroys a monster by battle, he removes the monster. 2 Shadow Monarchs, because when they come into play, they remove monster, and if it's a dark monster, the opponent takes 1,000. And a lot of people run Dark World, so it's really helpful against them. Dark Arm Dragon, pretty self-explanatory. And I know you might think that's a stupid idea for this deck because it's mainly dark monsters, but you gotta remember, it's removal for mine and my opponent's graveyard, so I get them out almost every time. Moving on to my spells, I have a Book of Moon to flip an opponent's monster face down. Kaiser Coliseum, this is pretty helpful because usually I don't really have that many monsters out on the field, so I like to play this so my opponent can only have as many monsters out that I have. Soul Release, because it can be used for either player's graveyard, so most of the time I just use this on my DD Survivors to bring them back. And staple cards like Heavy Storm, 2 MSTs, a Dark Hole, and a Monster Reborn. Trap cards, I got 2 Bottomless Trap Holes, a Curse of the Circle, which makes a monster on my opponent's side of the field that can't be tributed or used for a synchro summon. Miraculous Descent, which allows me to special summon a fairy from my remove pile, so this way if Marshmelon gets removed, I can just special summon him back to the field. Kunai with Chain, a pretty old card. I can switch a monster in defense and give a monster I control 500 extra attack. Nightmare Wheel, one of my favorite trap cards of all time. I select a monster my opponent controls. That monster cannot attack or switch its battle position, and every one of my opponent's standby phases he takes 500 points of damage. Of course, another mandatory card in a removal deck is Return from the Different Dimension. It is extremely helpful for my synchro summoning, and yeah. And then a staple card such as Mirror Force and Dimensional Prison. And I got Scrap Iron Scarecrow, which blocks an attack, then after it blocked the attack or negated it, you just flip it back face down. which is really amazing. And Marco Cosmos, I don't use it for its first effect, but its second effect, whenever a card gets activated, instead of that card going to the graveyard, it just gets removed instead. And then my synchros only got 2. Stardust Dragon, he's pretty self-explanatory. And my Ghost Rare 3D Odin, I don't know if you can really see the picture because it's like Ghost Rare or whatever. I can see the camera better. So basically he has 4,000 attack and 3,500 defense, 10 stars, and he can only be summoned with that 2-star tuner in here. Where is it? Right there. Oh, or another Nordic Ascent Valkyrie. But once per turn during your main phase, you can use his effect to make him unaffected by all spells and traps. And then if he's destroyed, no matter which way, like if he was destroyed by a spell or trap card or a monster effect or even by battle, I can remove a Nordic Valkyrie tuner to special summon him back, and then I get to draw a card. So he's my favorite synchro, without a doubt. So hope you liked it, and if you're making a removal deck, hope it helped.